So in the last video, part one of creating a growth plan, we walked through the steps to take the self-assessment and select the target elements. And now we're going to identify the action steps and then submit for approval and show you what happens next. So in order to identify action steps, you need to go in and there are preloaded action steps. In fact, all of these except for this one where it has the remove and edit buttons were preloaded that would outline our current evaluation system. So what you are required to do is add on to that timeline the steps that you're going to do as a part of your growth plan. So I entered this one. I will deliver a formative assessment, and my date, I'm going to do that by October 15th. And it's going to align with the element of engaging students in learning, 3C. That was the one that I had selected for my growth plan. So in order to add a step, you go to add a step, and then you're going to, it gives you some ideas of things that you could do, but in particular for this one in engaging students in learning, I'm going to go ahead and conduct a student survey that I'm going to design around that current element, just as an example. You can fill that text in with whatever you want. You don't have to use any of their examples. And I'm going to do this by the end of first semester. Okay, and then I'm going to say that this aligns with 3C because that's what I'm working on. There are some resources that are preloaded here. We're not going to deal with those right now. And then I'm going to say save the action step. Now it automatically puts that action step right down at the bottom, but that may not be the correct order because as you see in a minute here, I'm going to save the action step order. So I'm actually going to push this up a little bit further, just behind this other one that's December 15th, so that after December 15th, I'm going to be reviewed if I'm in my first 3 years of my career here. But then by the end of first semester, I'm going to be conducting a student survey to gauge my performance on that target element, to give me some data, some specific measurable feedback on that element. So I'm going to save the action step order, and when I do that, it gives me step 3 action steps are done. And so now I can submit that plan for approval. So when I do submit that plan for approval, it's going to bring me back to this page and it says I'm awaiting approval. So I just wanted to show you real quick what that looks like. That's going to show up under, for the principals, they'll be able to view all the plans, and right now Ryan Johnson's is the only one that's there, and it says it's awaiting approval. So for the principal, they can come in here and they'll have the opportunity to review the plans and what was said. So you can see the nonsense that I typed in there just to get through the questions. The principal then can comment on that portion of your plan. They can review the action steps that you've selected. You see I entered this one as a custom action step, and then just to provide that example for you, I entered this one as an action step. The rest of them, they were already there, so the principal can review that and they can make comments on that. Maybe there's something else that they think should be there. But in the end, after the principal reviews it, they have two options: to approve the plan or to return the plan with comments. So if I was to return the plan with comments, that would send that information back to Ryan Johnson, and he would have a chance to edit or review his plan and then submit it for approval again, and then we would go through this process. Or the principal could approve the plan as is and hit save plan, in which case you can see that the needs attention went away. And if I go back to Ryan Johnson's and I look at his plans, his needs attention went away also, and then he can view his plan to remember what it was all about. When he does view the plan, there's a couple of additional features that come up here. One is a graph. Not sure how beneficial that's going to be when it's only one target element that's being chosen. But then there's some other places where he can add some reflection logs right in here, so that as we go through the year and things happen that he does, actions he takes that support his goal, he can record an entry there that would be information there. Now, as we complete some of these action steps, there's ways of tracking the progress. I'm in progress on this step, or I'm finished with this step. So for example, when I deliver the formative assessment, I can add an attachment there. I can add some comments. In this way, it's a way of collecting and tracking all the work that we do for our growth plans. And we'll have more opportunity to get familiar with this later, but I just wanted to give you a brief overview of the details of the features, just so you can get your growth plan in. And we'll get started on the work. So thanks for watching, and I hope that all this goes